the entire organization surrounding Star Trek doesn't care about exploring the stars anymore. This is like the total antithesis to everything, where they're all just creating this little tribalisms within humanity of all these like increasingly niche people and just propping up mental illness rather than going and exploring strange new worlds. And so it's really, really sad. The Rodenberry Foundation is a charitable organization, much like a lot of charitable organizations. It's just overrun with leftism. It seems like they are just trying to push these social agendas over anything else. And it's an anti-human message at the end of the day. So Gene Roddenberry must be rolling in his grave. It's ridiculous what they're doing here. And this is really the end of the Star Trek name. This is the end of their brand. May our trans friends live long and prosper. Oh, how, please clap. It gets worse than this, though. Let's get into this news in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in the culture, especially when it comes to science fiction. And I'm, upset with the way that they don't explore strange new worlds anymore. There's been no good science fiction within Star Trek in decades, and it's really, really sad to watch. So I've been writing my own for a long, long time. And my universe starts here with the stars entwined. It's about a human spy who embeds himself on an alien starship in the middle of a war. And I develop a lot of cool cultures. There's diplomacy involved. There's action. There's everything that Star Trek was. And it's going to get even cooler because I'm dedicating a new series to space exploration, much like we don't get anymore. They refuse to give it to us. And so I've got a book series coming out this year. It's going to be, Planet of the Week. They go to a new place. They catalog it, for both, different species out there. And it's a lot of fun. And so I would love for you to start here. This is a great spot to read. It's available on ebook, print, and audio, so that makes it easy for you. There's a 3-book trilogy. You'll get to know the world, and it's going to be so awesome this summer. So thank you guys for being here. Get this in the description below. Support real science fiction. It's only $4.99. Really appreciate you guys for reading. Okay. So the Roddenberry Foundation is losing it on Facebook, posting cringy messages about diversity and birth control as a company solely is the name of Gene Roddenberry, and Star Trek in the name of extremist leftist identity politics. Star Trek as a brand has been in the dumps for a long time since shows like Star Trek Discovery changed the idea of the show. It's just all about being gay and non-binary and all this stuff. It was so cringy that they pulled a former Trill host out of the Trill Person Now. Like, it was it was all nonsensical just to make this, like, identity play so that the gay doctor could be like, oh, how do you feel, her? And she goes, I actually feel like a they, them. I'm dead serious. It's like, shoot me. It was terrible to watch, and it was just unfun. And it's all because they just want to virtue signal this stuff. Now, this charitable organization is supposed to be about, like, improving humanity, right? Let's cure cancer. And they say they're about doing big things. Let's cure world hunger, because let's invent replicators and things like that. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a science-driven foundation to honor Gene Roddenberry, because that's the vision, was that utopian ideal where humanity can get rid of poverty, and that's kind of the main big thing of Star Trek is get rid of poverty, right? And you do that by enriching yourself. You get people educated and in culture, and then exploring and trying to build things, right? Everybody's excited to actually have purpose. Well, none of these people have purpose, and instead of that, we're not working on this anymore. It's founded by Gene Roddenberry's son, Rod, founded in 2010, and now it's gone to just inclusivity, the generic social programming that just makes everybody terminally sit online and complain that they're being oppressed, right? That's now like what it's all descended into, and that's what Star Trek's descended into. So here's what they posted on April 2nd. That's First Contact Day, Nears. We're reflecting on the Roddenberry Foundation's belief in unity through diversity. Now, you notice something here. There's no diversity here. You notice there's 0 white men, 0 white women. Oh, there's 1 white man. There he is, right there in the corner. They're all the same. They're all random African people, and then a dude pretending to be a woman who's got a gay guy running it, with some flags. So it's all the same thing. When they say diversity, they don't want diversity. They want a homogenous monoculture of this like identity politics leftism. That's what they want. And so if you're not that, it's really, really funny. They go mask off all the time. I've seen blogs by these people going, to be inclusive, you have to exclude the bad people. It's like, wait. And that's why their whole ethos doesn't make sense. It's an evil ideology that's all about just like corrupting humanity and actually destroying humanity. Whereas Roddenberry was a humanist, which is, it's got its own problems in philosophy, trying to improve humanity, trying to make humanity really get its potential. These people are anti-human. They are a death cult, right? All of their agenda is about depopulating the earth, and that's exactly what happens through all of this stuff. So if you have your gays and all this stuff, they don't populate because they can't populate, right? Next, they go there. Yes, we're going there. This is where they really go mask off as a death cult. Gene Roddenberry was never afraid to tackle taboos, which is why Star Trek covered the topic of contraceptives early on, with Captain Kirk offering birth control access to the people of Gideon. Later iterations of Star Trek Deep Space Nine depicted hormonal contraceptives as not only widely accessible in Star Trek, Starfleet, but available regardless of gender. As we pursue medical advancements in the Star Trek future, Roddenberry Foundation is tackling the question of access altogether. Financial, political, social barriers have prevented 164 million women around the world from getting the contraceptives they want. Now look at this. This is pretty interesting. There's like, 8 billion people on the planet? Only 164 million? Like, wow. That seems like a non-issue. But it's crazy because all this does is prevent people, it jacks them up with hormones, prevents people from getting pregnant, and which is a normal biological thing, from expanding the future and expanding the species. And that's why everybody's dying off. If you look at populations, we're having problems. It's all below replacement these days. And so this is a death signal, and this is what they want. They want the end of humanity. They want to lessen humanity because they think that it's going to save the environment if they do. That's the weird situation they have here. And what a weird post. Like, why would you even go there? Why? What's the purpose? It's insane. And this has nothing like to help humanity, nothing to help people get food or shelter or build scientific things or anything like that. Neither does this. Here's our trans deal. May our trans friends live long and prosper. If a Klingon can understand and respect nuance and gender, why can't we? Now, of course, this is using the Trill as the example, right? And so it's kind of a weird thing with the Trill. And so Jadzia is not Curzon, and yet carries Curzon's memories, and she wants to be treated as not Curzon, kind of as herself, and she's got some, like, Trill component to her. But she's definitely a woman, and she was born a woman, and she is a woman, right? Curzon was a man, is a man, and there was no confusion there. There was no nuance there, right? And so they kind of remember they're different people, and they're like, you know what? We could still be friends anyway, even though you're kind of a different person now. That has nothing to do with nuance and gender. It's actually very straightforward, right? It's quite the opposite. Oh, you're a woman. Oh, yes, I am. And she actually is. There's zero people out there who are going, you know what? Terry Farrell is not a real woman. I've never heard anybody say that. So this is crazy. Now, a dude putting on a dress is still a man. That's the truth. And he looks weird, and it's against a societal norm. So he does so to buck the societal norm and broadcast that he's a weirdo. And he does that. He's mentally ill, period. As trans lives are increasingly under attack, they need help, if anything. These guys shouldn't go out there, put on dresses, and try to compete in women's sports and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. The Roddenberry Foundation proudly continues to support activists, yes, leaders and disruptors. Well, disruptors? I mean, it sounds like they're like throwing money at committing crimes at this point. Because is that what you're trying to do? It's very, very weird. And that's exactly what I think that is happening here. These people are attempting to upend society, cause riots and the like. And this should be illegal. It really should. And the whole purpose is, again, destruction of humanity. That's all it is. Really, really sad. They're anti-human. And it's the opposite of what Gene Roddenberry was trying to do. Our fellowship program includes trans activists from TAC, transgender legal education, and the Queens of the Castro. So there's their commitment. And that's what they're spending money on, that people, I guess, are, I don't know, Gene Roddenberry's inheritance, or I don't know. I don't know where the money's coming from for this, but hopefully it goes away soon. So we shine a light on this because this is what Gene Roddenberry's legacy is doing. They're obviously not developing cool Star Trek stuff. They're not developing any of his other projects anymore or anything like that. Remember Andromeda? That was a great show. Oh, well. They're not developing science or anything like that. They're developing anti-human things that are going to end up in less human life. That's really the entire deal, and it's really, really sad to see. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button, and guys, please check out my books. This is the adventure fiction that you really are missing out of Star Trek. You're going to love it. There's great characters here. It's fantastic stuff. It's in the description below. Thank you for reading. We'll be back soon.